Previous President Donald Trump cleared a trio of states Saturday, creeping his way closer to a formal get-a-handle-on of the party's designation for president. Trump indented triumphs in Missouri and Idaho, and picked up more delegates at the party tradition in Michigan. But none of these three state races were primaries. All were caucuses, which constrained turnout by requiring members to reach at a particular time and as a rule to remain for a certain period to take part in a more formal handle. Meeting specifics shift from state to state, but they usually involve hearing addresses and, after that, casting a vote. The related press called the Missouri caucuses for Trump at 12:40 p.m. ET. Trump also gained the 39 delegates accessible at Michigan's convention caucuses, concurring to the AP. Idaho was the ultimate state to go for Trump, with an AP race call at 6:58 p.m. ET. Trump has now won each single Republican assigning contest since the year started. He will confront his, as it were, genuine remaining challenger, previous South Carolina Gov. Nikki Haley, in the numerous decisions being held Walk 5, which is known as Super Tuesday. Saturday's misfortunes were another sign that Haley faces horrid prospects for winning the assignment. In both Idaho and Missouri, state legislators canceled the Republican essential and supplanted it with caucuses. This gave a little rate of Republicans within the state control over who the party assigns. The final time Idaho held caucuses rather than an essential in 2012, as it were, around 45,000 individuals took portion. That was about a fifth of all enlisted Republicans within the state. The count Saturday night in Idaho appeared to be indeed lower. The related press detailed less than 40,000 votes were cast. The timing of the caucuses was moreover a deterrent for numerous. Idaho, which is part between the Mountain and Pacific time zones, held its caucuses at 12:30 or 1:30 in the evening. Missouri held its caucuses at 10 a.m. Central Time. Michigan's meeting tradition was indeed more confined. In Michigan, which held its caucuses at 10 a.m. ET, the normal voter couldn't even take portion. Michigan, too, held a essential prior within the week that apportioned approximately a third of that state's delegates. Trump won that challenge effectively. But there was a planning struggle between the date set by Michigan's Assembly, which is controlled by Democrats, and rules for the Republican assigning calendar set by the Republican National Committee. So the Michigan GOP made a crossover framework in which a larger part of the state's 55 delegates are allocated based on a meeting tradition. The meeting tradition, being held Saturday, brought together around 2,000 party activists from around the state who were chosen at the province level. A state of disarray, but the confusion in Michigan was made more regrettable when activists' final year denounced State Party Chair Christina Caremo of mismanaging the organization's funds. Trump supported a distinctive State Party Chair, previous Rep. Pete Hoekstra, as did the Republican National Committee. Caremo, be that as it may, denied to back down and organized a meeting tradition of her claim, partitioned from the meeting tradition held by Hoekstra and his organization. As it were, one day sometime recently, the two dueling gatherings were set to require place. Caremo and her previous staff bowed to the weight from the National Party and canceled their competing meeting tradition. In spite of the fact that the votes could be little, the triumphs in Missouri, Michigan, and Idaho deliver Trump a small force heading into Super Tuesday. Trump's campaign hopes to wrap up the essential race within the coming weeks, or as soon as Tuesday night, ought to Haley drop out. As for remaining in the race, Haley has said that Walk 5 is as distant as I've thought in terms of going forward.